Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Infinity Skyblock on the FTBOne server. Nearly had a bit of a brain fart there. All correct in the end though. So, you'll remember last episode I said, oh well, I was humming and hawing over the ender pack. Well, resonant pack, sorry. There it is. Resonant pack. It took a while, and it also took some ender pearls to get, but unfortunately we've had some luck with our old spawner over here, and for the life of me it's been a little while since I've actually been on the server. Yes, we have 16 ender pearls. Nice. So I can't currently remember what my hotkey for hover is, so this is slightly embarrassing. I think it might be C. Yeah, C. There we go. So this jetpack is pretty awesome. It holds 10 million RF, and obviously that drains this battery pretty quick. But today, speaking of draining batteries, we need to get on with a better power source than 3 sets of 3 wind water mills. Yes, 3 sets of 3. We should get on with biodiesel, which is something that I've been working toward, and also off camera I've prepared the beginnings of said thing. I'm just trying to delay this as much as possible, waiting for my jet fuel to get up to 70%. Come on, you can do it. 70%. Oh, it's not going to do it. Oh, there we go, we just had some lag. That's fun. Somewhere here, this one, I've got everything we need to make an industrial squeezer and a fermenter, and the third one, which I can't remember what it's called. Let's see if the engineer's manual knows. I think it might be heavy machinery, biodiesel. It is that thing. This thing here. Lastly, you need a refinery. It's called a refinery. That should have been easy enough. So we need to set up a room. And it's not going to be much of a room at the moment. It's just going to be whatever offshoot comes on off this here building. And it's going to be the first building, and it's going to be the refinery room, I guess, for our biodiesel. Oh, you'll also notice I made this cool platform. It was super expensive and a huge waste of steel, but I did it anyway. So there you go. I figure once we're rolling in steel and stuff like that, we'll end up making these cool platforms between the buildings. So we will have the refinery attached to this building, however, so we need to take this out. Yeah. Oh. There is some lag going on. Cool. So we will have this attached, and why don't we show that it's what is going on? Oh right, because I carpenters blocked these blocks. Let's turn hover on for a second, because I want that back. Gimme. Yeah. So we'll be doing it this way. And I guess we'll actually need to remove these. No, you want me to use a pickaxe, that's fine. Gimme. I lost the factory block to the depths below. And I don't have any other factory blocks on me. Good. Good, everything is going as planned. That's sarcasm. Factory blocks laying around somewhere though. It was in the first chest. This one please. So let's take all this stuff, because we're going to need it very, very shortly. And you, if we can fit you, we can't, so we will put you away. How about that? Cool. Oh, by the way, made the roof out of lead sheet metal blocks. That was fun. That's another huge waste of lead, but we had plenty and now we have like none. So, looks nice though. and we will eventually be rolling in all kinds of things. It's just the way that Skyblocks tend to go. So, well, we will continue as is. So these buildings, I think, when they're connected, they'll be connected by these like small hallways, and they'll probably be made of glass or something. Oh, and it's nighttime. We all know how much I love nighttime. That's right, these places are generally safe at the moment. Are they? Are they safe? I'm not entirely confident in that assessment. Yes, they are. I pressed F7 and they are fine. Those aren't, though. That's right, I'm right next to them, nothing will spawn. Why did I put that there? Yeah, so it's been, I don't know, week and a half since the last recording of Skyblock. And as you guys know, I've been having a bit of trouble with my health as of late. So things have been a bit slow on the recording schedule, but this week I'm trying to be as onto it as I possibly can, because I've been given the full bill of health by the Doctoroonies. They say I should be fine to do whatever I like. You don't have to be paralysed with fear. That's nice to know. It's nice to know your heart's not about to explode in your chest. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I highly suggest that you go and watch my most recent vlog, because that should catch you up on what's been happening and why there's been a delay in videos. Big time. It all started with some extra panic, more than normal, that I don't normally experience, especially as a veteran anxiety haver. I have less panic attacks than I used to nowadays. So it was very strange to have a series of bad panic attacks and then followed by some very weird heart behaviour. But I've been told that the heart behaviour is totally harmless. And it has, in fact, calmed down quite a bit since. So, I've kind of lost track of how big one of these are. Did I bring my measuring tape? I think I lost the measuring tape to the void, to be honest. Let's go quickly check over there. Get a sprint going, and that'll get me across faster. Measuring tape, are you in here? Yes, you are. So I didn't lose it to the void. That's nice to know. Man, that is a mess. Aha, I haven't lit up over here. And I don't want to mess with that creeper because, believe it or not, or at least I don't think it is, yes, this is not protected. This is not protected at all, and in fact, my chunks aren't active. How about that? I can do those, but I can't do loaded chunks. I'm sure it's control click, but I'm not seeing anything. Oh well, I must have had a something to do with the server recently. I'll just leave that creeper there for now. It'll despawn eventually. So you are how many wide? 13. Good. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Great. Oh, Soren's on. Yep, just Soren. They must have been on earlier doing their recording. They're usually on much earlier than I am. It's just part of being a New Zealander playing with Americans. By the time it's kind of a good time for me to record, which is, you know, midday-ish, it's already kind of looking like bedtime for the Americans. I think, yeah, because I'm 12 hours ahead. So, if it's noon, it's near midnight for them. I think I'm 12 hours ahead. I could be wrong on that one. I should have a memory for this stuff, but I don't. Just the way it is. And you'll notice also that I'm not making this room fancy with like knotted floors. That's because this room is a workroom. I'm not even totally sure that we'll keep the treated wood in the workrooms. We might actually have concrete or hempcrete floors, just to like signify that they are a more industrial environment. But that's cool because we can replace them later with a wand of equal trade once we get into the magic side of Skyblock. They don't have to stay treated wood forever. But really, I just want to get this laid down. We probably won't even have a roof on it, just so that we can start putting things down. For realsies. Make some progress on this episode. Which won't take that long because I did save you guys a lot of the torment of gathering the resources and doing the recipes to make the parts that I need for those multi-blocks. I'll put you there and you there. That'll do us for now. Yeah, we'll just keep the walls off for now. I was just briefly ruminating over putting walls back on, but nah. I'll just leave them off. Put those back in there. You aren't required anymore. I mean, this stuff isn't required. A lot of this stuff isn't required. But everything's a mess right now because we're meant to be focusing on building that new base all tidy and fancy like. So we're making that, and that, which all the parts for it are in here, I think. And I have my engineer's hammer. Yes, I do. I need those scaffoldings. Don't know whether I need those. I definitely don't need lead sheet. Creeper, go away. Okay, so the thing about the refinery is it probably would do best being in the center of the room, but do we want to orient it this way, or do we want to orient it this way? I'm thinking this way because you're going to walk in from here into your power resource room place, and it will be here, and then we can put like the squeezers in the thingy in the corner. It's not the most efficient setup, but we're going for a little bit of organized look as well. So if the refinery's in the middle, we're going to go with, already forgotten, 5 in the middle. 5 in the middle. We're going to put it middle back, let's say. Middle back. And 2 heavies on either side. And the scaffolding. Right. What's next? Heavy and light. Heavy on the front, light on the back. And then I think we just go with 2 layers of this either side. And that should be an industrial squeezer. Am I correct? Only one way to find out. Engineer's hammer. Yes, I am. So that's our squeezer. Looks very nice in our space. All matching and thematic. And then we want to do these, which I think go like that. Is that right? They're both built exactly the same. Yes, that is right. And that. And we'll put the fermenter on the left because we can. I don't think it really matters, but we'll find out if I'm wrong about that. And the squeezer. So we will need some sort of fluid transport going between these, because what I meant by the most efficient is that you can place these on either side, like literally pressed up against them, and they will function correctly. But that's not the way that we are doing it. We're doing it so that we'll need a pipe like that. But you can see if you placed it right next to it, you would have this output linked up to that output, which would be more efficient, but again, we're not going for efficient, we're going for cool. So, good. We don't actually have any power over here, so this is entirely useless unless I get a battery of some sort, and that might be actually how we have to do things at first, because I don't want to move the water wheels, or at least if we move the water wheels, we'll be doing it later. And this is the output for the refinery. So I figure we'll actually have 3 sets of tanks in this room. I'm just wondering about where we'll put them. Probably put 2 on this side and 1 on this side. And this will have the biodiesel here, and this will have the seed oil and the ethanol over here in 2 tanks. So let's go make some tanks, shall we? Because I think tanks are aluminium sheet metal and treated wood fence, if I remember right, which I might not. Tanks and silos. That is a silo, I think. No, that's a silo. 1, 2, 3. Using sheet metal block. Okay, so it isn't aluminium. The reason why I have aluminium blocks is I tried aluminium here and it was just a little too light coloured, so it didn't fit. Let's put the aluminium back then. And how much iron do we actually have? Plenty. Plenty. So, sheet metal. I have completely forgotten how to make it. Here's plates. Let's just take 64. Yeah. And you're already set for plates. Go. Make me some plates. I shall return. Okay, I am back with my metal plates. Let's turn them into sheet metal blocks. Yeah. And I'll just make them all into sheet metal blocks, to be honest, because we'll probably need them for other things. So, I also made some treated fences while I was waiting. I can't remember whether it's 4 or 8. Probably should check that. I think it might be 4. It is 4. It's the corners. Of course it is, because otherwise, how would you access the output? Goodbye, torch. I knew you well. Not really, but we can dream, right? Let me just check that I'm doing that right. Nope, I am not. You are clear. 2, 3, and the lid. Wow, might need to do some more. Definitely will need to do some more, because 1 silo is more than half a stack of iron. That's fine. Not silo, tank. These are tanks. Much different to silos. And if you're wondering how I'm going to pipe everything around, other than the pipes that are going to go from here to here, this one's going to go down under the ground. These are all going to go down under the ground. Those things are going to be done simply, and we'll put the pipes into here and here for input for items, because items need to go into these. Cool. So we're definitely going to need some more sheet metal blocks. We could probably get away with doing 1 more stack and that'll do all 3. So give me that and we'll get working on that again. I'll return. Okay, more sheet metal blocks. And that is the second tank. They merge funny. That's alright. We could separate them by... Yeah, we can. We can afford to separate them by 1 block. Just don't like how they meet up like that in the middle. It's what happens when there's no corner shading. Well, there is corner shading on these blocks actually, it's not that obvious on these tanks. So down it all comes. And it's nighttime. Glorious, glorious nighttime. Let's make sure we have nothing spawning around here. Put a torch on you. And one here. Okay. We should be safe. And if we're not, I'm a terrible person. Oh, there it goes. So we keep having spots of lag, but they're not a big deal. They don't get in the way all that much. Okay, tank number 2. And then we need tank number 3. Remember, 3 tanks, 1 for seed oil, 1 for ethanol, and then the 2 come together in the refinery to make biodiesel, which is this one here. Oh, that fence though. I don't know why I'm doing it like this. It was a lot quicker the way that I did that one. Okay, yep. I thought that might have been impossible. I thought I ran out, but then I realized that's impossible, so we have not run out. Cool, so this room, tightly packed, but that's kind of the way that I like these anyway, because it's like this room serves a purpose, and this purpose only, and nothing more, and that's nice. And that's what this room will serve. And then this will deliver biodiesel wherever it needs to go, wherever our generator room happens to be, which will probably be considerably bigger than this one, because it's going to have to fit multiple diesel generators, and we might actually need multiple of these rooms. We'll see how quickly a refinery can keep up with the work that it needs to do. So next thing we need to do is we need to source a permanent source of seeds. Well, I'll slow down for a second. What we need first of all is we need come on, brain. We need I'll get there in a second. We need to hook these up. There we go, that's where I was going for. We need to hook these machines up. So I'm starting to feel like these tanks should be swapped. The fermenters and the tanks should be swapped. Should have these 2 over there, and the tanks where these are, and then the tanks pipe into there. Huh. I'll be right back. And there we go. I'll just walk you through that decision, because I know some of you will be wondering, what the heck is going on there? It fixed itself. The buffers should be between... if you think of a process, you should have the creation process first, then the storage, then the whatever's going to be using that storage. How we had it before would have been the buffer being kind of adjacent to a system which is only the creation and the resource user. So this way it's a line. We can hook these up directly to their respective tanks, and those tanks will then hook up to these. So let's hook things up, because it'll be nice to just be able to plug whatever we want into there and just have it work no questions asked. I do have somewhere around here, maybe, we're looking for pipes. Pipes. Where are you, pipes? This is a pump. I only have 3 fluid pipes. How do we make them again? More plates and more ingots. You guys can go in here for now. Let's grab another stack of iron. How much do we have left? Yeah, we've gone through about half of what I had. And I will be right back once these are all plates. Okay, plates. We want to turn them into fluid pipes. Come on, table, lag. Laggity lag. Yep. There it goes. Okay. Like that? No, it was the opposite. Fluid pipes. Right. We have enough to do stuff with now. So the first hookup will be the most obvious hookup. This one. Right. And this one. And then the next hookups will be this one. No, not quite. Or hover. Wait, I should probably just break that first. Goodbye, treated wood. Hover is on, yes. So this pipe will come out here. And so will this pipe. I'm wondering if I did something like this. Oh, blue, I love you. You can separate them. Wonderful. So if that is the case, maybe we want to break this one. And then I'll break this one. Oh, goodbye. And this one. And then we'll come across this way. Oops. I'm not actually sure you can go in through the bottom. No, you can't. Connect. Thank you. So we will want to come through the front then. But we're being tidy. So let's do that. This looks like a mess now, but just you wait. And I went way too far. I think I went too far by 2. Give me that. There is no falling to the earth for you. Or the lack of earth. To be more precise. This and this. Yeah. And there. And then clean up our mess. Oh. Wait, that one didn't work. There it goes. It's just catching up. The server doesn't understand that things have changed. Things have changed, server. Thank you. Okay. That's reasonably tidy. I mean, nah. Not tidy enough. We can do this better. I really need to get myself a magnet if I'm going to be working underneath platforms. Because these aren't exactly expensive pipes, but it would be nice not to have to make more unduly. This is more... Oh, no. That's more tidy. Okay. So, this one... Yeah. This one leads to that one, that tank. this one leads to that tank. Sorry, sneezed. And then this tank leads to here, and this tank leads to here. And if you're wondering how you get the precious goop out of these things, with a redstone signal on here, it will switch to output, which is actually making me question my method here as well, because we might need to come out of the floor like here and then connect through the top. Is that what we're going to have to do? Are you going to... Yeah. Okay, that's fine. The more pipes the merrier, actually, to be honest. Because I like the industrial look of having pipes flowing everywhere. I will need to make more, though. Maybe. Maybe, maybe. Maybe, baby. Definitely. So you will now live there. Treated wood can go there. That can be separated. Gotta keep them separated. I can't even remember who that was. Some band from the 90s. Oh, come on, lag. Don't do this to me. Give pipes to Rosie. Please and thank you. So you're not needed. You are needed. Treated wood. We need one pipe. Wait, we have one pipe. It's all good. We had exactly enough pipes. Alright, so now those go into the top of the tanks, which means that they will automatically input their goopy goop. Both the seed oil. I don't know that one's actually the seed oil. Which one are you? Let's work this out. You're the blue one, which is the fermenter. Okay. So you will be ethanol and you will be seed oil. And they will come together into here to create delicious biodiesel, which we will need to make more fluid pipes. So I'm going to go get another stack running on the plate machine. Go! For now, let's do some more examining. This episode might go on just a little longer than I had hoped, because I want to at least get these hooked up and doing the business. We'll lead another pipe down here, which will connect to our biodiesel. That's going to have to connect out the top. So that's actually going to come out here, up, across, up, and in. It's going to snake along the outside of the building, which should look good. Should look just fine. And you can hide engineers' fluid pipes. I've just forgotten how. Let's take a look at the manual while things are happening. Pipe. Fluid transport. Much faster. You can right-click the connection of the piece of pipe with an engineer hammer to prevent it from connecting to that side. Fluid pipes can be covered with wooden or steel scaffolding. Simply right-click a piece of scaffolding onto a pipe to cover it. Break the pipe to retrieve the scaffolding. So if I made wooden scaffolding, I assume it wants treated scaffolding. Sure. Let's use up the rest of the fences. You are done. That's nice to know, because we can do 2 birds, 1 stone. Now I'm going to do that wrong again, aren't I? Yeah, right, first time. with a minor correction. Oh, thank you, pencil. That obsidian block is a indicator, by the way. That's why I don't remove it. It's the dead center of my setup. Right, so you... Oh, gross. We'll do it this way. So if the wall is here, you're going to come through the wall here, and now you're outside. So I'll lead you down halfway and across, and down some more. I know it's all snaky, but it'll look good once the walls are on the building, I promise. It's not the most efficient route, because the most efficient route is obviously from here to there, straight across the floor, but we're not after the most efficient route, we're after the most pretty route. Because if it works, it works. Okay, so let's try this whole scaffolding thing, shall we? We right click the pipe. Aha! It is the truth. Blue is not lying to us. I mean, there's no reason why he would lie to us, but now you know for sure. Very cool. Very cool indeed, and it even has a different texture to indicate that things are happening. So if you're the wall... I don't know that we will need this, maybe we won't, maybe we'll put a steel scaffolding there. So we should now be fully hooked up with pipes. This one will obviously lead somewhere else once it has somewhere to go, but the piping is all complete. There is one thing I would like to do before we close out the episode, and we're going to try and do that as quickly as possible. We're going to come back here, we're going to steal this table's battery. Come with me. Yes, that did keep everything stored, very nice. I'm gonna turn hover off because I keep finding it turning itself on when I go up any sort of slight incline. NV wire. Okay. So, just for testies' sake, because I'll do this properly somewhere else. Oh, come on. Here we go. Battery, you will be here, and that's input. You want to be on the back. I don't know whether it's going to work properly, but we'll try. Engineer hammer. There. It was right in front of me. Output. Good. NV, MV, wire. Good. MV, MV, hammer, MV. This is so crude, but we'll tidy this up later. We just want to make sure the things that need power have power. So everything here should be filling up with power. They are. You will have spare power, which is nice for the whole test that we're about to do. Fermenter, you are going to want, where's the recipes? They're there. Sugarcane, and you are going to want standard seeds. Well, hemp seeds are better, but what we have access to at the moment... Oh, well, no, the hemp is grown. No, it's not. Right, this is the big problem that we're going to have to solve next episode. You can't really easily get hemp seeds from Agricraft hemp crops. They'll pretty much give you the string and that's it. But these, we can just turn them into seeds. Good. Oh, let's quickly harvest these. Good. Oh. Oh, there is one thing that I haven't done. need to create a couple of levers. It's not exactly the most horrible thing in the world to have to do, but you guys need to get out of my inventory so I have some room. I need to actually start creating some bags. It's getting to that point. Can't put it off any longer. Now is it shift click? Yeah. So I made 3, not sure why. Right, because we only needed 2, because we only want to put this on a couple of tanks at the moment. There will be, it'll be on 3 tanks eventually, but not right now. So this will mean that they're on auto output, but for now we're going to leave it like that so that we can see that that is going into the tank. You are the fermenter, so you need the sugarcane. You are the industrial squeezer, so you need the seeds. Cool. Do your job, I demand. So those will automatically output, which is nice. You should tell me. You do have stuff in you. Maybe a bucket will display it. Yes. So we have 3,600 ethanol in there. Very good. We have 3,600 plant oil in there. Very good. So now we can turn those levers on. Level 1. And we should see the ethanol's gone in there. Correct. Lever 2, plant oil goes in here, and it started working because these are leveling out. And at some point, oh right, this is auto outputting, so this should already be going into here actually. Yes it is. We are getting biodiesel into this fluid tank. Awesome. So we have biodiesel. This is a big step. Because this will mean that we can start working our way towards a diesel generator, which is a very, very reliable source of power, especially if we can just auto-harvest sugarcane and seeds all day long, every day. Preferably hemp seeds, but we'll have to work on that a little bit later. Before this turns into FTB the movie, I'm going to thank you all for watching. Next episode, we're going to sort out diesel generator, and thank you all for watching, and I said that, and have a nice night. Bye-bye.